Hey everyone, we're right in the middle of tax season and a lot of folks are seeing various messages on their WMR, IRS to go or tax transcript. Some are seeing good news, the refund has been issued, they've got code 846 and their WMR is showing a refund has been sent. Others, maybe not so lucky, the refund is stuck, it's still under processing, you're going to get an apology message on IRS to go that's saying it's been delayed beyond the normal refund, which is 21 days. So you could be getting this as well and it'll point you to some archaic information on the IRS site. Unfortunately, there could also be people who are seeing delays who even got their refund, but they've been paid and the amount has been reduced, or they're going to be waiting for a notice from the IRS on why the refund has been reduced. Either way, in any situation, I'm going to provide why this is happening, what you could be doing, and hopefully give you some answers as well. So I'll be covering in this video a recent update from the IRS on the number of tax refunds being issued. I'm going to talk about the part direct deposit dates that have caused some holdups for some people. Good news is a lot of people have been paid, and I'll show you a survey that talks about that. And then I'm going to talk about tax code 570 and notice 971, which is related to your refund freeze, which I think a lot of people are being hit by right now due to system errors or other issues. And eventually, I'm also going to talk about the tax code 203 898, which is really around your refund being reduced due to an offset. So hopefully this information will be useful to you. As always, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to get more videos like this. So I'm just going to provide a quick update on what's happening with the current tax season. As you can see here, the IRS has now received almost 26.5 million refunds and processed around 23.5 million, which is great. It's up 10 million from last week, and even more impressively, it's actually almost 10 million more returns processed than last year, which is a good sign because last year's tax season was a mess, as everyone knows. So it's great to see the IRS making a lot of progress this tax season. So that is also reflected, I think, a lot more people seeing their refund earlier than they did last year, and I think less pain than there was felt last year. The other good thing is close to 9 million refunds have been processed, which is a significant jump from last year. I think last year the season was delayed, so there was obviously a delay in paying refunds. But this year, close to 9 million refunds have been issued, and a lot of early filers have already started seeing direct deposit dates, especially related to the PATH Act, which I'll talk about shortly. And the average refund has also gone up a little bit from last week, $100 more. It was 2,200 last week, but now it's also a big jump from last year as well, which is all pointing in the right directions for folks waiting for the refund who actually got their refund. And just remember, we're going to still see 160 million returns this season. That's what the IRS is expecting based on last year. So we're still early into tax season. I'll keep providing updates like these as you go along. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the like button as well. Speaking of the PATH Act, the good news is the PATH Act refund has now lifted in mid-February, probably February 16th. So a lot of people started seeing updates on WMR. The good news is there are a lot of people seeing an update or for their refund payment. Most of them are happening related for early filers who were held up by the PATH Act. They should start seeing deposit payments between 222 and 224. It may take a few more days. The IRS is saying that if you don't see it by March 1st, you can check with your bank and follow up with the IRS. So it may take a few days. Some may even see it early. Some have already seen the deposit payment, but there was a major update to WMR IRS to go over the last weekend, and a lot of folks are seeing their refund payments. I ran a quick poll on what's happening with their processing. You can still see a lot of people have got their refunds, but there's also by far a large majority that are still showing us processing. And processing can happen for many different reasons. It could just mean the IRS is delayed. It could be no fault of your own. There could be issues with your identity. There could be issues with reconciliation. I'll talk about some of those codes, but the news is there are still a bulk of people waiting, and it could take several days or several weeks for them to get their direct deposit or refund payment date provided to them as well. So hang in there. I know it's frustrating, but things are moving, which is a good sign now that path has lifted. So there are lots of tax codes and tax notices that go out during tax season, and tax codes basically are how the IRS codifies their instructions and guidance for taxpayers. But a common one seen around this time of tax year is TC code, tax code 570, which is accompanied by notice 971. This code basically means that additional verification is needed and your tax return is frozen until resolution. You'll see messages like this on WMR and IRS to go, and basically means that you cannot do much unless the IRS completes its processing. So I know people get stressed, but a lot of times it's just IRS delays, something didn't match up, and they need to do some additional verification. A lot of times these include, common math errors. Sometimes it includes a mismatch with your reported wage income or freelancing income. There's injured spouse claims, which can cause some of these delays. And most commonly for this tax season, there's issues with reconciling tax credits like the earned income credit, the recovery rebate credit / stimulus check, or the child tax credit. So what you claimed in your tax return was not what the IRS has on record. Maybe there was you didn't get the latest notice, or there was some error in the numbers, but basically the IRS has to do some additional verification when this happens, and this will cause you to get a code 570, and notice 971 will be issued over there. The good news is that the IRS can resolve most of these issues. If there's a simple math issue, they'll fix it and they'll adjust your refund accordingly. They'll show like a 570 on your tax refund, and you'll get a 971 notice that comes out to say why this happened, which you have a potential opportunity to appeal. If they need more documentation, they'll send you a notice as well to say send this documentation. They're normally expecting it takes 30 to 45 days to resolve these issues if they need more documentation. If the more complex issue, the longer it is, and they have said 90 to 120 days for some of the more complicated issues due to their backlogs. So it can take some time to resolve these issues. The good thing is if you really get stuck in a code 570, need help, you can also reach out to the Taxpayer Advocate Service. They can help you claim it, or they can, in extreme hardship cases, provide some relief for you as well. That I'll share in an article detailed below. And I'm going to do a full video on tax code 570 and notice 971, and you can subscribe and hit the like button if you definitely want to get more of those videos as well coming up. The big tax topic that comes up this time of tax season is tax topic 203, which is shown as tax code 898 on your transcript. And this is due to a reduction of a refund due to an offset or non-IRS debt. And this is a program that is actually administered through the Bureau of Fiscal Services and under the Treasury Offset Program. The IRS just basically acts as a collection agency, and their responsibility is to collect the past due delinquent debts that people owe to state and federal agencies. It's completely legal. The IRS is just acting here as the agency to garnish or refund. The Social Security is the other agency that can garnish delinquent federal or state agencies' debt. So this includes debts from previous years, the tax debts that you haven't paid, your previous tax payments, child support payments, overpaid unemployment compensation, and student loan debts. So all those different types of debts, and there's a whole list and a detailed article I'll post on this and on the IRS website. But when you see tax topic 203, you'll see it reflected on your WMR or IRS to go, and it'll basically tell you the good news is your tax refund has been paid. However, it may be partially or completely reduced to pay a past due obligation. And you can see the messages here on the screen as well. So the Bureau of Fiscal Services actually administers the program. They have a hotline you need to contact to get it. They will also send you notices. So this is not something you should be shocked by unless you've changed, or maybe it's coming from an ex-spouse. That's probably the two reasons that have happened. But normally this has to follow a very strict procedure where the collection agency, which could be one of the many federal or state agencies, sends you notices when it's delinquent the debt, 60 to 120 days. Then they can pass this through to this Treasury offset program that allows them to garnish or refund via the IRS to get what they're owed. So there's a lot of notices. You'll see this information on your transcript as well. And unfortunately, you can't talk to the IRS to resolve it. They'll just put the notice and say this was what they were instructed to do, and you need to contact the BFS or the collecting agency to actually see why your refund was reduced and potentially ask for a reversal as well, which does happen. So there is a reversal if you can successfully say, or you find injured spouse, or your spouse had the debt, not you. So there's ways to reverse it, but it will take some time. Your refund will be paid, but it will be reduced by whatever they feel. And in some cases, it can actually even go to zero. So that's sort of the downside here. So a lot of folks saying, hey, we got our refund. The WMR showed your refund has been paid. The refund sent, but then what happens is it's reduced through 898. You'll see some examples here on your transcript that shows, where it's been reduced. Over here was 2942. You'll see it here as 1800, and there'll be more details on sort of why this was reduced. And with the notice you'll be able to go and talk to the agency to see if you can get it reversed. But this tax topic is probably one of the most bittersweet ones. It means your refund has been sent, but it has been reduced. Anyway, I hope this information was useful to you. I'll publish more detailed tax topics, videos as well. We'll go into this a bit more depth, what you can do. And as always, if you really get stuck, contact the Taxpayer Advocate Service. They can help you expedite some of the appeals against these things. And if you're in hardship, they can do a little bit more for you as well. Thanks, and I'll talk to you again.